Good morning, Friday. We're looking this week at Proverbs 25:28. He that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city walls are broken down. Now, we looked at the causes and so on, the effects, and the exhortation with the having control over our spirit. And I mentioned yesterday looking at this psalm. It's Psalm 73. And a perspective, right? And so, truly, God is good to Israel, verse number 1, even to such are as a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. So, watch as we find what he saw affected him, okay, this perspective and so on. For I was envious of the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there is no bands in their death. Now, the word gives us bands. There's no fetters, there's no pain, there's no fear in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. They don't see the difficulties and the hardships, is what he's saying, of other men, toil and sorrow and so on. And neither are they plagued like other men, to have bad things happen, for lack of a better way of saying it. Okay. Therefore pride compassed them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment. So it's just because of seemingly everything going right for them, pride takes over. Their eyes stand out with fatness, verse number 7. Now, that does not sound very delightful. I don't want my eyes protruding with fatness, but the idea of fatness represented wealth, prosperity. They have more than heart could wish. They are corrupt, speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily or proudly, kind of like snub their nose in the air, as it were. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongues walketh through the earth. Therefore his people return thither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them. And they say, how doth God know? Is there knowledge in the Most High? Does God even see? Does God even know any of this? Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches. Verily. So the psalmist says all of this is how they behaved, and they're increasing. Verily, I've cleansed my heart in vain and washed my hands in innocency. I've done it for no use. I've tried to stay holy and living right for of no use. For all the day I have been plagued, chastened every morning. Interesting thought. For if I say I will speak thus, behold, I should offend against the generation of my children. When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me. So even when I thought of doing something that wasn't right, I was being chastened. When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me. Until proper perspective and the spirit changes, I went into the sanctuary of God. Then I understood their end. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou catchest them down in destruction. How are they brought to desolation? As in a moment they are utterly consumed with terrors. What's the psalmist saying? He says, I looked around and saw how wonderful their life was. There was no pain in their death. They had no plagues and so on. And it seemed like the more they did, the more they prospered. And here I've tried to stay right. I've tried to stay holy. I've cleansed my heart. I've confessed my sin before the Lord. And that seems to be with no use. Until I went to the sanctuary. Now, meaning what? Until he went to the temple. That's where the law was read. And he understood their end. Their prosperity is temporary. But the end is eternal. The psalmist had the wrong spirit. I've cleansed my heart in vain. It's useless. Until his perspective was changed when he heard what God would do in the end of those that are against him. Have a great rest of the day. Thank you for joining me, and have a good weekend.